seems like today every single headline you read related to Halo is never anything positive. The studio itself facing multiple allegations regarding internal misconduct, harassment, and toxic management practices. Halo Infinite cutting support after 4 years, while their goal was to support this game for over 10. And worst of all, there's a Halo extraction shooter in development. It seems like really the last 15 years or so of Halo under 343 Industries, now Halo Studios, has just been controversial, polarizing, or a mix of the two. People in their 30s will tell you that Halo died after Halo 3. People in their 20s will tell you that Halo died after Halo Reach. And there is valid arguments for both of these statements. Before Halo Reach, Halo's had a pretty uniform style of gameplay. Nothing drastic really changed between the first 3 titles. The story was comprehensive, it was coherent, and there was a very clear beginning, middle, and end. And then you have Halo Reach come around, become a prequel to Halo 1, completely changing up the art style, adding in bloom, and adding in armor abilities, which left for a very polarizing experience, coming from Halo 3 to Halo Reach. And probably the worst thing ever, depending on who you ask, was Sprint being introduced in Halo Reach. These two games, Halo 3 and Halo Reach, do play differently from each other. So Halo losing its identity or having an identity crisis isn't necessarily 343's fault, they just continue adding gasoline to the fire. Halo 4 comes out and plays completely differently from Reach and 3, double downing on the controversial parts of Halo Reach, but now becoming more Call of Duty-like, with loadouts, with ordinances, with perks. A lot of people will tell you that it does not feel like a Halo game, and some people even say it's a good game, it's just not a good Halo game. And then you have the story itself, which was just full of controversy, although the interesting part about Halo 4's story is that a lot of people love the story, and a lot of people hate the story. It is like split down the middle of those two extremes. There is some stupid parts that are universally agreed on, like nanobots changing Chief's armor while he was in cryo sleep, but Halo 4 really humanized Master Chief and was the first time he was really ever humanized in the entire series. And then you have Halo 5, the most polarizing title to date, and universally agreed upon to be the worst Halo game. The marketing going into here was absolutely insane. You had the 100 Truth podcast, you had all these live action trailers. It got you really pumped for the game. Like, this is going to be some huge epic showdown between Master Chief and Agent Locke, and we just never really see that in the entire story. The campaign itself had more issues than just the story, such as split screen co-op not being a thing on a game that is so heavily team-based. And for the game to be so heavily team-based, like, oh, you gotta play this with all your friends, to be the first mainline Halo game to not have split screen, co-op split screen, really left a lot of people scratching their heads. And then 343 even goes out and says that the next Halo title will have split screen, which, surprising no one, 343, now Halo Studios, lied about. They lie about a lot of things, and that's another problem that we'll get on later, is how much they lie and how they're not trustworthy. Back to Halo 5, they actually did listen to a lot of fan feedback. They took out loadouts, customizable loadouts, there's no more ordinances, and they addressed one of Halo's most controversial features, sprint. You cannot regenerate your health or shield while you are sprinting in Halo 5. I feel like that is such a great feature, and a feature that more games need to implement that have a health regeneration system. It's kind of baffling that this feature was not carried over into Infinite. Halo 5 also brought back the SMG, which was a really big deal to a lot of people. And the biggest change, of course, Halo 5 made was the entire movement system. You now have thruster packs, you can thrust forward, backwards, side to side. You can ground slam, you can shoulder charge. You actually felt powerful. You felt like a Spartan. And this is either what you absolutely love about this game or absolutely hate about this game. And I absolutely love that about this game. I feel like Halo 5 was 5 years too early, especially with how movement intense and movement based games are now and how much gamers crave that kind of movement. Look at a game like Fortnite, where tactical sprint is now just necessary across the game. Sliding is necessary. Even in OG modes, you still have tactical sprint. Look at a game like Overwatch, where each character added just adds more and more mobility. Look at a game like Call of Duty, where now you also have tactical sprint. Now you have wall climbing again. You have wall running again. Mobility keeps going up and up in games, and I feel like that was very necessary for Halo to do. It just did it too soon. And that's kind of the problem with all these Halo games, is that they all play differently, because then you go to a hyper mobile game like Halo 5, and then you go into Halo Infinite, which plays different different than Halo 5 and Halo 4. Your thruster packs are no longer built in. You have a grappling hook. Your armor is bulky again. It feels like you were sent back to the Stone Age of Spartans, even though the game takes place after Halo 5. And all the art styles across all the last 3 Halo games have been different. Halo 4 takes this more realistic approach, while then Halo 5 tries to go back to the more cartoony look that Halo 3 had, while trying to maintain more realism, and then Halo Infinite just tries to go and copies Halo Reach's art style. It just shows that there's no uniformity with any of 343's Halo games. Everything is vastly different about it. And then you look at something like customization. The one thing that is apparent and that is clear about customization between all of 343's games is how ugly the armor is and how they do not know how to make Halo Spartan armor. It's crazy that in all these games, the most popular armor sets are just Halo Reach armor sets, or armors that were in previous Halos. Now there's a few exceptions like Locust, but a vast majority, probably 60% of the armor, just does not look good. Halo 5 had the worst problem with this, where the armors just look off. They didn't feel like Spartan armors. If Halo 5 were to come out today, people would be calling the armors AI generated. I could guarantee it. And then each Halo game has its own customization system. You have Halo Reach's customization system, where really that's the first time we got in-depth customization. Then you have Halo 4, which in my opinion has the best system of any of the Halo games. I like it more than Reach. And then you have Halo 5, which has the worst, where you can only change the helmet and your entire body and the visor color. Halo 4, you could also change the visor color. And then in Halo Infinite, it goes back to a more Halo Reach style customization. So it's a step ahead of Halo 5's, but it's a step below Halo 4's. I just want to get this out of the way. The visors in all these games in 4, 5, and Infinite look terrible. There's maybe like 10% of the visors that look good or even usable. One thing 5 did right was the body types. 4 did the body types really good too, but 5 I think perfected it. It looks like what a peak human male would look like and a peak human female would look like. They're very distinct. They have very different looks, but the armor actually folds them and the armor changes. And then you go to Halo Infinite and it's just a complete step backwards. Your entire customization for your body type in Halo Infinite is whether you want to have a gut, you want to look normal, or you want to have a slim waist. That is the only customization you get in Infinite. It's so funny that they pride themselves so much on being so inclusive and diverse in Halo Infinite, yet they completely get rid of the human female body type. It's almost like they use inclusion as an excuse for being lazy. And then you have the whole monetization system of Halo Infinite and Halo 5. Halo 5, I think it's way too much shit for its customization system. People that claim Warzone was very microtransaction heavy, but if you just play the game normally, you get a bunch of gold packs. I've gotten every single armor set and I've only spent maybe $40 in the game total. You know what $40 in Halo Infinite gets me? What, 2-3 armor sets? But hey, Halo Infinite is free to play. The multiplayer is free to play. The campaign is still $60, which is completely outrageous. You're paying $60 for just the campaign, where in every other Halo title you paid $60 for the campaign, the multiplayer, and a third mode, Spartan Ops, Warzone, or Firefight. A campaign that only lasts you maybe around 7 hours. It's not even that long of a campaign, and it is definitely not worth $60. It is so clear that under Halo Studios leadership, they have no idea what they want to do with Halo as a franchise. Every game that they have released plays very differently from each other, and when each of your games are different, you have a hard time maintaining a core fan base. Look at a franchise like Call of Duty. Call of Duty has a game come out every year. It is very reliable. If you want to go load up Team Deathmatch and just kill people, grind out camos, you could load up the most recent Call of Duty and you could do that. There's little changes here and there between each games, but you know what you're getting when you're playing a Call of Duty game. Same with Battlefield. There's changes between games, but it still feels like a Battlefield game. With Halo, you don't know what you're going to get in the newest title. 3, Reach, 4, 5, and Infinite all play so differently from each other. And when each of your games plays very differently, it's going to be hard to get an audience. If you walk into a high school today, besides being asked to leave, almost none of those kids are going to say that Halo is their favorite franchise, or that they love Halo Infinite. Halo isn't really a part of these kids' childhood anymore. Halo 5 came out in 2015. The Master Chief Collection came out in 2014. Halo Infinite came out in 2021. That is a 6-year difference, and now we're going on a 5+ year hiatus without a new Halo title. No, I'm not counting the third remaster of Halo Combat Evolved, a new Halo title, which just, I feel like, proves the point even more that 343 doesn't know what to do, that they have to remaster a game for the third time. Granted, it is a complete remake, but it just shows that they don't know what else to do. They are out of options, they are out of ideas, so they have to trend hop with either a canceled Battle Royale and now an extraction shooter, or just remake previous games. And with the Battle Royale, it just just builds onto the thing that we cannot trust Halo Studios at all. Split screen co-op. After the whole controversy with Halo 5, oh, we promise it's going to be the next Halo title. Halo Infinite rolls around. It's not there. They promise assassinations later on for Halo Infinite. They never show up. They launch Infinite with missing features, a lack of maps, a lack of a sandbox, and no dedicated Slayer playlist. And this game had a whole 1-year launch. They had their whole marketing campaign ready. You had the whole Red Bull cans, you had all the energy drink cans, you had the Doritos, all promoting Halo Infinite, and the game wouldn't even be out for a whole nother year. But hey, you know how you can't change your colors now in Halo Infinite? How you're really limited on your color changes? Well, buy this thing of Doritos, and you'll be able to unlock a new color to use in Halo Infinite. Something you were able to do for free in any other Halo game. Then even outside of the games, Halo media has not been strong. The TV show uses Halo characters, it uses Halo names, but it does not follow the story of Halo at all, or even how these characters act. They're cosplayers. Then you look at something like Halo Mega Blocks, Halo Mega Constructs. They were very prominent and present the last 20 years, and now the last year and a half, we've gotten no new products. You look at the shelves at the Halo section, at the Mega section, it's empty. You'll see maybe a Warthog, maybe a Banshee, and if you get lucky, you'll find some mystery packs still. It feels like this franchise is dead, and it needs a revival. I'm hopeful for the new Xbox CEO that she actually does something about Halo, because she has made some decent changes with Game Pass. She wants to put Xbox back on the map, and there's no better way to do it than with Halo. Phil Spencer just completely gave up on the Xbox brand, just being a cuck, watching in the corner while PlayStation just dominates Xbox. He's like, yeah guys, we lost. I'm actually very hopeful for this new CEO, and I hope she does something with Halo. This franchise deserves better. It deserves to be on the map. It deserves to be competitive again. 343 needs to build some kind of uniform with their Halo games. They need to hone in on what they want out of a Halo title. Do they want to have it be their own thing like Halo 5, or do they want it to take it back like in Halo Reach? Because you cannot please everybody. You cannot please the people that hate Sprint to this day while trying to please this new generation of gamers. You need to favor one over the other and just stick with that decision. And more importantly, they need to build trust again within the community. Nobody trusts Halo Studios. They are not trustworthy people. And if this extraction shooter launches, you can kiss the next 10 years of Halo relevancy goodbye. Especially when you look at how poorly Marathon is performing. That game is on life support and it needs a lot of help. We don't know if this is going to be a third mode or if it's going to be its a whole other game. Similarly to how we didn't know if that was going to be the case with the Halo Battle Royale. But they need to just stop chasing trends and they need to stick with what works. Firefight works as a third mode. Keep Firefight and improve on Firefight like Warzone did. Or have a mode like Warzone. That's a mode that I think should have stayed in Halo. That Infinite could have improved on. Infinite could have also improved on Breakout, but instead they completely get rid of that too. It's my fault for ever liking these modes in the first place and expecting them to carry over into any other Halo game, so my apologies on that. Anyway, what do you guys think needs to happen for Halo to become relevant again? What changes do you personally want to see happen? Change has to happen if Halo wants to regain its relevancy again, and I feel like it's definitely possible, but it's going to take a lot of work and effort that I'm not sure Halo Studios is willing to put in. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one.